Hi, and welcome to an Organized Chaos podcast. I'm Bobby Quarters. Chaos is here with me as well. We just wanted to thank you for watching.
Yes. Hey, Bobby.
And while you're here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on YouTube as well as Chaos and the podcast channel, which all three of those channels will be streaming this very show you're about to watch. These counselors start dropping dead, left and right. Heinous killings. Turns out, that kid who drowned the year before, his mother came back to that camp and exacted revenge.
Neighborhood. I got beat up in that alley.
You just don't know when to give up.
I could do this all day.
Do you have something against running away?
You start running, they'll never let you stop.
I can offer you a chance.
Our goal is to create a new breed of super soldiers.
When you brought a 90-pound asthmatic onto my army base, I let it slide.
I am looking for qualities beyond the physical.
You win wars with guts.
Grenade! Everybody down!
Is this a test?
He's still skinny.
Whatever happens, stay who you are. Not just a soldier, but a good man.
Is it too late to go to the bathroom?
You actually did it.
Hydra is the Nazi Deep Science Division, led by Johann Schmidt.
He thinks he's a god, and he's willing to blow up half the world to prove it.
I'm not even close to this technology.
I asked for an army, and all I got was you.
Congratulations. You just got promoted.
Mr. Stark?
I had some ideas about the uniform.
You're gonna get so many girls.
Last dance?
I shall follow your lead.
The greatest treasure in the known galaxy is out there. It's more important than you can imagine.
We're on a search for one of the greatest powers ever known.
It could be very dangerous in the wrong hands. This clue is the most important thing. We have to keep it safe.
Let's fly. My crew, the family I found in Starfleet, we made a pretty good team.
Peter! You're gonna be late!
Sorry, man, I'm up! I'm okay!
Hey, Petey's always been a bit clumsy.
You know me, clumsy, Petey, Parker. Help! Mr. Campbell, I remembered I left something in the bathroom. Deuces. Parker out.
Superpower size kid, know you want a neighbor like me. Look out.
Somebody help me! He's running, grab him! Gotcha!
I thought it was dead meat. Check out our next victim in his dumbass costume.
Is my suit really that bad? Ouch!
Oh!
Watch out for that ladder!
Just consider it a good deed from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That's me, by the way. I'm Spider-Man.
Through the city so fast you could barely notice him.
I truly believe that I have these powers to help people, to protect them.
Taking off the mask, I know what you see. Know you want a neighbor, just a young man cleaning up the streets. Ain't nothing changed, no, this is the real me.
So, You're Spider-Man. With my help, you'll achieve greatness.
Oh man, this suit's incredible. If you ever need another butt kicking, just look for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
And no, you may not be excused from said test. Ah, nice of you to join us, Mr. Parker. See me after class.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Right. Fucking thing sucks.
Well. Hopefully, when he's saying "fucking thing sucks," he's not talking about the show. He's talking about whoever he was working with there. I who cares? You know, Bill O'Reilly sucks. There we go. You are muted, Bobby. So I can see you gesturing and stuff, but I can't.
I said
hear
the fucking thing. The fucking thing is what sucked apparently for Billy Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. My cat decided to plop himself right in my lap while the intro was going. So, and he is just like, yeah, I'm cute. Pay attention. But you know, we have a excellent show. He's like, I'm your co-host. I don't know what Bobby's doing there.
Yeah, seriously.
But
I've been replaced by a cat. I'm okay with that.
He's an adorable cat. Okay.
Yeah. No, I got nothing. Yeah. I'm just hideous in comparison.
I mean, I bet you if I just plop him down and we just stand up and leave, viewership probably spikes.
Probably, yeah. I mean, he at least probably likes Discovery more. So
maybe. Who knows? Watch, he actually hates Watch, when he talks, he's actually like, I hate Star Trek since it went woke. It's like, oh no, my cat's a chud. How did this happen? Hey, wow, I see you there. Yes, Mr. Philman and Teether. It's Teether. I was gonna say, yeah, nice to have you here. Podcast is usually at 7. Podcast is usually a bit later than my normal streams. I usually stream around 5 for my solo streams, and then kind of varies with the initiative stream, kind of more based on other people's schedules. But yeah, it's good to have you here. Monday nights are usually when we do the podcast, and it's usually just like just kind of our thoughts on the pop culture stuff that's relevant, or maybe just something we want to talk about. You know, just kind of where we want, and sometimes album rankings and concert reviews and just very I will say very little chud coverage. We do occasionally address a chud here or there. It's not unheard of, but yeah, we usually just do the pop culture stuff on this podcast, which is fun.
Which is pretty much usually you showing me chud content and me just calling them a bunch of cranky assholes.
And you just going, Jesus Christ, these people are stupid.
Yeah, laughing at their
well, what else can
simplicity.
You do but laugh at how dumb they are? And I still am shocked at the number of people who seem to think like these guys are actually accurate in anything they say. It's like, God.
That crowd really loves to throw. They really love to deflect.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
And I found this new way of killing him with kindness, just kind of laughing at him and just telling him, oh, you're hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
I mean, I have changed in a lot, like, especially since the election, a lot of my approach has changed to either just being dismissive or just laughing. Cause it's like, when they're arguing against objective facts, like, it's kind of like, I don't know what else to do. You're ignoring reality. You're
love engaging when they're in the middle of a heated debate with somebody else, for them to start using words, and I'm kind of like, and I reply in a way that it sounds like I'm agreeing with them, but I'm really not. Just kind of say the really stupid part out loud. Some people catch on to it, and they also do the same thing. So
Mhm.
gaslighting can be fun a little. It's not the greatest
True.
thing to do, but it
I don't
can
know if I'd quite
entertain you.
consider that gaslighting. It's more just using the fact that they're completely fucking ignorant against them.
Yeah, and exploiting it.
Yes, yes. um, but the first, we're talking about the first the first MCU Captain America movie. We've already went through some earlier Captain America movies on the show.
Some fine pieces of cinema.
Yeah, and then true. Rubber ears are the peak of cinema.
Yeah. Thank you,
Determined
Jacob.
that, yeah.
Thank you, Jacob.
7 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jacob. Best podcast in the history of all existence.
Yeah, we have Bill O'Reilly in the front of it.
Yeah,
man.
This now, I don't know if you realize this, but this is a meticulously scripted podcast as well. Like everything we say is scripted. Even our interactions with you are actually pre-scripted. We're so skilled at this. We know what you guys are going to say and know how to respond.
True.
Yeah, it's articulate. But yes, we're
This is
talking about
something that like I rarely ever have to read off prompter.
Yeah, it's so skilled. But yeah, we're talking about Captain America: The First Avenger. We are wrapping up the entirety of Star Trek Discovery, and then we're talking about the new Spider-Man series, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which has changed forms a lot since it was launched. But we will. I'll go into that when we get to
Peter
it.
Parker has changed his look so many times, but somebody had said it earlier in the chat but he's still in high school, the poor son of a bitch.
Yeah. Will he ever graduate? What the hell?
It was Wow said that. Yeah. Of course it was. I should have known that.
But yeah, we can dive right into Captain America: The First Avenger. Because so I put this on last night just to refresh myself for the podcast, and a couple things struck me. The biggest thing being that, I've seen this movie plenty of times, but I haven't sat down and watched it for quite a few years. This is a really good one. I really just enjoy this movie. I enjoy the journey they put Steve Rogers on, making him kind of relatable, making him just a good person, not like a stooge for the U.S. government, but just a good fucking person. And the fact that he beats the shit out of Nazis is always a plus in my book. I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
And then I guess a comment on the effects, because I was wondering how well the effects hold up, and the answer is not as well as I remember, but still pretty fucking good.
They look better than some other things I've seen.
Oh yeah, especially
like Ian Holm and
Overlord.
Romulus.
Yeah.
They should have just kept him in the shadows. He looks so much better in the shadows.
Yeah, no, it's
so much better.
I mean, I know people have brought up maybe maybe they should have done Lance Hendrickson or something, because at least he's still alive and they could actually get some face capture off him. But
have you seen him though?
He does look quite a bit older. He is not a spry young one. Of course, he was.
I think
he was in his 50s when he did this movie. So,
and what I think would have made a great time. We're diverging a little bit here. But
yeah.
Since we're on the topic, I could tie it back to World War II easily, quickly. Just give me a second. If it was Michael Fassbender, so it would have been like a David or an Ant or something like that.
Yeah.
To tie it back in, that would have been great, because and to tie it back in Inglourious Bastards, he played the Brit in Inglourious Bastards in the basement gunfight. Fassbender did. Yeah.
True.
So World War II, there's their connection.
Well, I mean, I think that's actually an excellent idea, because Michael Fassbender could literally just play the role, and it's already established that David is before that time, so it would be fine. Yeah. I mean, they already have references to Prometheus in that movie, so it's not like they're ignoring it.
They had the goddamn goop.
Yes, it's right there.
Okay, but to get back to Captain America,
overall, the effects for scrawny Steve. For me, I was watching it, and there's a couple of shots where it's like, that doesn't look great. But for the most part, I think it looks pretty good. It kind of
standing in line at the recruitment thing, that didn't look that great.
Yeah.
Standing at the little exhibit for where he went to go recruit, where you step on the thing and look at yourself as a soldier.
Yeah.
And he's like, just like Kilroy in it.
Yeah.
That one kind of looked all right.
Mm-hmm.
This shot looked fine. Him in the alley
the movie
fighting,
theater
that
looked good. Yeah.
that looked fine too. But there were some of them that just didn't look that great. But it looked like maybe he was just working with a lot of taller actors in some scenes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it does the job, and I will add, it does the job better than Limp, which we got in the last Captain America movie, which was like, okay,
No, that was way more believable.
Oh, okay, yeah, just have him limp around. But yeah, I mean, they do a good, like, they spend a decent actually chunk of the movie with him in this point. And I think that's actually really good. Because that's the point where they're establishing his character, and you have Erskine essentially explaining, listen, my serum's going to give him the muscle. We don't need a guy with muscle. We just need a good person to get it. That's all I'm interested in, which was what Steve Rogers was. And then there's him as Captain America. Probably my favorite on-screen Captain America uniform, but like as we go through these MCU movies, we're going to get quite a few really good ones, in my opinion. Like they're kind of mostly bangers going in. With a couple of exceptions.
This one was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not my top 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The one the one that he wore, and it's not shown. I don't know if it's shown, but the one that he went on the first raid, where he went and like saved like all the troops, like that kind of leather rugged look, where he's kind of wearing his performance costume.
Yeah, he
but
has
with the
that,
leather coat over it.
I mean, you can't really see it, but that's kind of it. Yeah,
that one. Yeah, that's fucking badass.
I do like that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and one thing that drove me nuts, like Peggy's doing shit like dressing up like this and telling him his orders. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm watching this and I'm screaming at the screen, Steve, why are you not asking her to get a drink with you? Like what?
Yeah,
like
kind of
she's
looking at it
dressing
going
up
like,
to give you orders. It seems...
being like, okay, pause, Steve.
Yeah,
my dude.
Yeah,
let.
She's not usually dressed like that. In fact, she never dresses like that, but she does it to give you orders.
You think that she's
not
strange?
being
she's
subtle.
Yeah, like you're God, dude.
just ask her for a drink. It's very fucking simple. You're already at a bar.
She is going to say yes.
Yes. There is no universe where she's saying no after putting on that effort to put that on.
No. I've seen multiple universes. Trust me.
Yeah. Trust me, dude. You're in. Just talk to her.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I also kind of forgot how great Hugo Weaving was as Red Skull.
I'm sure we got Red Skull photos in here.
I'm sure there's at least one. Howard Stark totally not being Howard Hughes in this.
Yeah, I'd say that was a scene that it looks fine, but that's one where I'm kind of like,
yeah, that one's a little.
Well, I mean, there's Hugo Weaving in the shadows.
Yeah.
There we go.
Trailer. Yeah, the trailer. I don't remember Tool being in that trailer. Did you add that?
No. Tool is actually in that trailer. I just completely forgot because I'm going through the trailer, getting it edited down, and all of a sudden I'm like, are they playing fucking 46 and 2?
Yeah, no, like I heard it and I just went up and I was like, no. So I pointed at my camera like, did you do that?
No, I did not do that. That was the second trailer for when this was released back in 2011. Tool's in the trailer. And it's like, fuck yeah.
They were known by the Nazis to then. But I mean, I could see Maynard being cool with this.
Oh yeah. Like, especially if this version of Captain America,
he's
Captain
fighting Nazis? Yes, it's Captain America fighting Nazis. Absolutely, I'm down for this.
Well, I mean, I do think the MCU has done a really good job of Captain America. Like, this movie also kind of reminded me, because, like, it reminded me not only that I really like this movie, and I do think that the Red Skull effect that they do for Hugo Weaving during the second half of this movie, really fucking good. Looks great.
I mean, it's good. It's nothing like the 1990s where it's just a
Well, I mean,
bunch of makeup.
when he decides to get plastic surgery and just has that like regular face, that's top tier right there.
I mean, we didn't get that, and I kind of wanted to see that a little bit.
Well, I mean, one touch that they do here that I really like. I doubt we see it, but like when he has on just the normal human face, they add a little bit of makeup like under his ears, like little slit marks under his ears. You can see it in a couple of shots, and I like that because it's kind of just they didn't have to do that, but it's a nice touch.
Well, in the fight where like the eye kind of got a little misplaced,
yeah,
right before he rips it. Yeah, that was a nice touch. That was. Oh, Josh, yeah, dude, we saw that. We watched that one last week.
Yes, we did. That was last week's. Yes,
and it was.
I think it won several Academy Awards, didn't it?
Yes, it did. It swept the Oscars that year.
Best plastic ears in a movie goes to Captain America 1990.
It's not like the 78 one, though, where the other Captain America film won best footage of van traveling up Pacific Highway.
Yes. Solid gold, but yeah. I do love Hugo Weaving as
yeah, he was great.
I like Stanley Tucci as a scientist is fucking great too.
You know how I know it's going to be a good movie, or just I'll get a great performance out of at least one actor when I see his name in the credits.
Oh yeah. Stanley
Tucci.
Tucci.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. There's at least one person who's going to earn his paycheck. I don't care. This movie.
And then if you later watch it, you go, oh, he's a bad guy. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. I'm rooting for him. He is the bad guy you want to root for always.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. That Captain America suit was my favorite out of the film.
That looks good. I struggle. I don't know. My issue with that is I guess it is a Captain America suit. It's not one I'm considering like the classic uniform, but
it's not. But
it does have the A helmet. So and it's like a bicycle helmet, and I feel like that's got to be. It almost felt like a callback to me to the Red Brown ones, where fucking that part of his thing was a bike helmet.
Yeah, but I mean, like, come on, he could hop on his like America bike and be Captain America.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. So like, not only do I really like this movie, I was also being reminded, I really like this, but this is also like my least favorite of this trilogy, which is probably why Captain America is my favorite movie series in the MCU so far. Mini franchises,
yeah, mine as well.
Yeah, as I recall, Guardians kind of took it over for me. Maybe when I rewatch these, I will reassess. But as of right now, they're both great little series.
I very much enjoy the Guardians films and the dynamic of that team. But they're up there, but they're not like my favorites. Like Cap is up there top, definitely. I also like the Iron Man movies too.
Iron Man 2 is the weak one there for me, but I do like 1 and 3 quite a bit.
I think 3 is
really?
The weak.
I liked Shane Black's touch on 3. I know lots of people criticize it. It's like I kind of appreciate it. I like it.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I just don't think it's as strong as 2 because I kind of like the arc of dealing with Tony's issues in that.
You see, there's so much in 2 that I like. I just don't feel like it does a great job overall handling it. Like
no,
he's having all
agree.
these issues and kind of being a dick, and it's actually cool. And Robert Downey Jr. is doing a great job with it. But then it's like it gets resolved when he discovers a new element, and that's it. And it's like, oh,
yeah. I wish it just was a little bit more explored.
Yeah. Explored in a way that's not technobabble solution. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hugo.
I just didn't like him also destroying the whole fleet. I mean, Tony would have kept
Toby
kept
Jones was awesome in this as well.
Toby Jones was great.
He's always great. Yeah. You got some actually great actors here. Yeah, this is just a classic movie. If you're looking to see somebody beat the shit out of Nazis, Captain America: The First
And
Avenger.
not only that, like even the Hydra people kill a few Nazis in this too, which is
Nazis killing Nazis. I'm down.
yeah, like, I love that type of hate on hate crime. But yeah,
Oh yeah, Haley Atwell. Haley Atwell's awesome in this.
Yeah, she was great in
Throughout
this
this
too.
movie, I am like, Steve, ask her out. Ask her out, Steve. She's asking for it. Ask her out.
you
Ask her
fool.
out. Oh my God, how are you not asking her out? How are you? It's like, I get it. Like, it makes sense for the character because obviously he's not skilled around women because of his issue. Although, like, it was actually kind of clear early on that she liked him when he was like just the little guy, which is got to be bonus points for him. But, yeah, he obviously doesn't know how to handle that, and yeah, it is one of the parts where I'm watching this movie, and like younger me probably wouldn't think too much about because I was kind of the same way as Steve. And now me at this age, I'm like, fucking ask her out. It's easy. Just open your mouth and do it. Just spit out the words. It'll go fine.
Yeah, I'll say yeah. Watching that was like kind of like, dude, Peggy is so into you. Just
Yeah.
ask her for dinner. You could ask her to a hot dog and a ball game, and she will say yes.
Dude, like when he came out of the thing and she's like almost automatically just grabbing his chest and has to pull herself back. It's like, dude,
I've read that
good.
that was like a mistake. Like I think that was like one of the first times that her and Steve were like filmed. One of the first scenes they filmed together.
Yeah.
So like, it was just like a reaction, like, oh yeah, wait, I can't. Yeah.
Yeah. It works well. It works well. Like, yeah, it fits the situation. Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones is awesome here. Yeah, this is a good movie, good cast. I forgot how good this movie was. It's awesome. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Oh, Mikhail, yeah. That turd is in that movie, but he is in the movie for like a split second, long enough for you to get up and get a beverage out of the fridge and not even catch it. To hear it and go, wait, what? And then he's gone.
Yeah. Although I do get that, but like, I was just gonna say, like, the couple of times I've seen fucking Elon Musk act, including that movie, he is atrociously bad. Like, holy shit.
Let's think of somebody else who he hangs with who's in a famous movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's atrocious in that too, but
true.
Beloved.
But yes, anything you want to add, Bobby, or shall we go on to discuss?
No. Let's get on to the final voyage.
Mm-hmm. You were just waiting for it, weren't you?
Oh, I was. I was.
Well, the series ends.
So I'm not going to hit it while you talk. So
the series ends. I will go ahead and say I think it ended fine, but like I definitely have issues. I do one thing I will say is I think it's hilarious. Last week we were talking about how like I liked the Face the Strange because it was almost like a standalone episode. I wish they did more standalone episodes. And then we began this set with an episode that's pretty standalone that I was just pretty fucking bored by. I was just like, I wish this was a bit more intriguing. They visit the planet for the clue, and they have to do all these tests, but it's a pre-warp society. So like one of the tests is just avoiding water, and like it's stuff that like it could work, but just it doesn't at all. It doesn't thrill me at all. And then it follows it up with Iriga, which is a episode very steeped in the storyline. And I actually really like that one because it actually explores like the Breen, who have been this Star Trek race that we haven't really known anything about for a while. And I kind of like how they explore them. I like the character of Locke. Unfortunately, spoiler, this is his last episode. But yeah, they do a good job exploring him. I like just exploring the Breen and learning a lot more about him. I think they do a good job and make them a good threat. And unfortunately, that's kind of where the series starts taking a downward slide for me for the rest. While I, like I said, overall, I still like this series overall. And the ending I thought was good enough, but didn't like blow me away or anything. Bobby, I know you haven't been as impressed. What do you think of Discovery now that it's all wrapped up? It's mainly the final season, but yeah.
The final episodes I thought were the best I've seen in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
The final 2 I thought were like the best this series has been for me since like pre-Mirror Universe. Because that's when I kind of feel like the series has declined.
Okay.
I agree with you. The one with all the series of tests, that one was just, oh my god, why?
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Like they'd gone to Planets with Clues before, and I thought it was okay, entertaining. Like the one for all the drones, it's like it went on a little long, but I was like, okay, this is kind of entertaining. And then this one was just like, I'm just bored really quickly.
Also, the aftermath of the bug episode, I'm surprised how much we lingered on a lot of that too. With Tia, I think, the engineer.
I'm trying to think the bug episode.
She brought they brought the bug back.
Oh yes, I got you. Yeah, from yes. So the time bug. Yes. Okay. Re-registering. Okay. Yeah, I could see that as well. Well, here's one thing. So you commented how you didn't like the actress that played Maul. And for me, like, I actually think the actress is doing a good job. I really don't like her storyline that they're writing for her, and I don't like her character.
Oh no, I thought her her acting was atrocious the second half.
I thought it was fine, but like, I really don't like it. I think what they wrote for her was really not great.
Yeah, and agreed. Like what they gave her wasn't that great either, but just woof.
But yeah. So what ends up happening? So in Eriga, you have Monlock. They're a couple, which we kind of assume throughout, and you learn that he's actually a Breen. So like when we actually see him running around unmasked in the first episode of this season, that's us seeing a Breen unmasked for the first time in Star Trek history. We just didn't realize it till episode 5. So I did think that was kind of a cool thing to do, but we find out they're actually married. And when he dies, he's actually a member of the royal family, and she's able to talk the Breen to take her on. And then when the Breen that's in charge of that ship dies, she's able to convince the other Breen, who we've largely seen as being a pretty xenophobic race, to accept her as being their leader. And I know it's important for the plot for that to work, but like I don't believe for a second that the Breen would follow her at all. I just don't get that. Oh, where'd my mouse go? There it is. I'm not sure what you linked me, Bobby, but
well, you could watch it afterwards.
Oh, okay. That being said, yes, this is the one where they find the progenitor's weapon. And essentially, it's this old device that allows them to make pretty much anything they want. Maul's after it because she thinks it can bring back Locke. And essentially, what we find out is it technically can bring his body back, but like his memories are gone. So it's like it's not actually the same person. It's just recreating his body. So yeah, you can't actually bring the dead back to life. You can just have people that look like them walking around. And yeah, so Michael decides to spoilers. I think I've already said that, but yes, Michael decides to go ahead and send the weapon away so no one else can ever find it. It's okay how they handle it. Oh, I did want to talk a little bit about Raynor, because I like what they do with him and his, giving his species a little bit of backstory. Because I was a little bit confused why they used the Kelleran. I was like, okay, we can explore them a little bit, but I was like, do we need to explore the Kelleran all that much? And then this half the season, I realized why. Because we learn here that the Breen actually occupied Kelleran for a little while. So he is no fan of the Breen at all. He's almost rewatching, knowing that, it's like, oh, that's part of the reason why he's so kind of aggressive and like, we gotta do it my way. Because he fought off an occupation. He's almost like Discovery's Major Kira, although he's given far less time to explore as Kira was. But still, it was cool. I liked incorporating that, and it makes sense to pull. Since the Breen were most explored in Deep Space Nine before this, it makes sense to pull a race from Deep Space Nine that's also from the Alpha Quadrant to give them a past history with the Breen. I just thought that was a nice touch. And I do think they did a good job kind of wrapping up the series as well as they could have. As I said before, essentially, they were midway filming the finale when it was announced that this would be the final season. So they did give them a little bit more budget so they could film that little like 15-minute epilogue at the end of this episode. I do feel, given the storyline of this episode, it kind of works well to wrap up the series, because the whole thing's about finding this device about the creation of life, and created by the people who create a law of life, and it feels like a decent story to wrap up the series on, so it kind of works. My overall feelings on Discovery is that I like it. It's not my favorite Star Trek series by a decent margin, but I think it overall works as a series. One thing I do think is interesting about Discovery, I don't think it reached its full potential, because this is definitely more like, I want better than this, but like, this is kind of more what I want from Star Trek. I want them to introduce a new crew and put them on adventures we haven't seen before, and rely a bit less on fan service than something like Strange New Worlds does. Strange New Worlds makes up for it by being a vastly better written series, though. But yeah, it's weird.
I think the way that Lower Decks would rely on fan service, is a better servicing of that than Brave New Worlds. That's they're two different shows. I get that too. Like I think Lower Decks is definitely Star Trek breaking out of like the serious storytelling of it, and them showing that like, hey, you know what, we can have fun and laughs, like genuine laughs, but there's always been laughs, but we could have a funny Star Trek series, and we could laugh at some of the silliness in this series too. But Strange New Worlds is definitely more a serious take on Star Trek.
More of a classic take on Star Trek, I'd say, as well.
Yeah, but it will like pay. Well, I was gonna say, but still paying a lot of homage to like the original, and
Well, when I'm talking about like doing more original stuff, I don't really like. Maybe I should specify, but I don't really count like Lower Decks, even though it's my favorite new Trek series. But like, that was a series kind of built and designed around having fun with the Star Trek mythology. That was kind of the point of that series, and I think it does an absolute wonderful job with it. I love that. I love that series. It's too bad it's over, but hopefully they can bring it back in some form. I'd be down for a Star Trek Upper Decks series, or series of movies, or however they want to handle that. But yes, Strange New Worlds is a really good series, and I like seeing the adventures of Pike. But like, at the same time, I'm also like, I would like more original characters rather than just recasting the originals. But also, to Strange New Worlds' credit, it's actually done a pretty good job recasting them, so I can't complain too much. But yeah. But yeah, I guess break back to Discovery. Discovery is, in my opinion, pretty good.
It was cool until Spock left. I stand by that.
Well, I do love Ethan Peck's Spock.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I love it.
I'm sorry. I just like, it's as if Michael forgot half of her Vulcan upbringing right after season 3. Like, no.
Is there anything else you want to add? Or
no, that's all. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. That's I.
We don't quite agree on Discovery, but like, yeah, I mean, I definitely have my issues with it as well.
I've thought about it, and that is what I've come to, is where my frustration comes from. Yeah, where my frustration comes from it.
Mm-hmm. But that brings us to the brand new series, guys. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, an animated series that was started. This was originally started to be a prequel series to the Spider-Man movies in the MCU. The whole idea was they would do an animated series to actually show Peter's origin in the MCU, and it's all supposed to like be all the events, I believe, up until his introduction in Civil War. Obviously, this is not that series because as the series got worked on, it got retooled, and pretty soon this became an alternate reality version of the Spider-Man story. So a lot of it's kind of modeled after MCU stuff. Like Aunt May in this series feels like, you know, they directly just base that off Marissa Tomei's Aunt May. And I can tell the guy doing Spider-Man is kind of going for a Tom Holland version of the voice. But yes, this became an alternate reality version. And kind of the twist they did here was instead of Tony Stark going to talk to Spider-Man and helping him grow as a hero, it's instead Norman Osborn. And you can see that very clearly at the end of the first episode when they kind of almost repeat the scene from Civil War with even the same song and the same apartment set up. And you know, you have Aunt May talk to somebody, and finally he turns around and you see it's Norman instead of Tony. Yeah, it kind of just gives you the intro of this series. We only have the first 2 episodes to base this off of. I guess I'll go a bit into my critiques because I don't know. Like I will say, I watched these episodes over the weekend, and I was kind of meh on them. And then I repeated it today because they're just half-hour episodes. Because like, fuck it, let's give it another shot. And I would say I like them a little bit better, but I will say that I think this series has potential, but I think there's issues. I'm not super thrilled with it yet. Bobby, where are you at with this series?
So far I have no problems with it.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean,
like
there's
the look of Spider-Man is kind of like his first appearance in the books. An early appearance of it. I don't want to say first.
Mm-hmm. Well,
like the dorky high school kid is kind of what I picture Peter Parker looking like.
Yeah, which is definitely something they go for here, and it works. I do actually like spoiler alert for just based on comic knowledge. This is Lonnie Lincoln. He will eventually become Tombstone, who's one of Spider-Man's villains. In this series, he is like the star quarterback for the football team. But he actually picks Peter Parker to be like his science partner for the year because not to copy off his work because he's actually decent at science. He just wants somebody who's better than him so he can kind of get better at science because he's actually a pretty smart dude. And
so he could feel challenged.
Yeah, and I actually kind of like the where this relationship's going. We'll see what happens, but it's like, yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but like so far we've seen of Lonnie Lincoln, he's actually a really nice dude, and he's like, Peter, you need to come hang out with the jocks, so you know, come party with us.
No, you just said like, he becomes Tombstone, and yeah, that's it. I knew it when I was watching it. I was like, God, why does that name sound so familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I place it? I know this.
Yep. He is Tombstone. You have lots of people like that, like Nico Minaro, who is Peter's friend.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm surprised we haven't seen any of her here. But yeah, this must be like early artwork that they were working with.
Look at that kid.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things they were very clear about what they were going for with this series is that they wanted to go for a Steve Ditko style in the animation. Now we're just getting past that. There's probably not as much out for this because it has been out that long.
Yeah.
And I will say animation style, I have kind of mixed feelings about it. I like the look of it. What kind of trips me up is how they will use computers to kind of work in the movement. And you can tell like it's so smooth that it's not on animation. That kind of throws me off.
There was a Spider-Man series that was from like 2003, I want to say. That was strictly made or mostly made on computer.
Yeah.
for computers.
Yeah, I think
and
it seems familiar.
Yeah, it just the color, like the colorscape in it, always bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it always seemed like it was Spider-Man under a black light.
I could see that. Well, I mean, I actually like that they're going for the older style here. My only issue is the movement, and I think it would actually benefit. Like, I know it's more work, and they should do it and make sure to pay the animators fair wage. Just saying. But I would prefer if it was all just kind of old style animation, rather than using like the computer assisted with the old style animation. I know that's not practical in today's day and age, but I think I would just appreciate if you're going to go old school with your animation style, just go old school all the way.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, there's Nico Monaro right there. I would say more about Harry and Norman because I'm sure they're going to be major characters later, but they are barely in these first 2 episodes. They're like Norman has like cameos at the end of both these episodes. And spoiler, the big twist is that Spider-Man Norman goes to Peter's house to select him to be a intern at his office. And then while in a rush, he changes into Spider-Man when he's by himself in a stairwell. Norman has a camera in there, sees him changing, and he's like, "You're Spider-Man." And that's the end of the second episode, essentially. So we will see how it evolves from there. Peter had, I will say at this point in the series, we have no reason to suspect Norman Osborn. The only reason I suspect him is because I know who Norman Osborn is from every other piece of media.
Yes, so do I. And I'm just kind of like, okay.
When's the other shoe going to drop?
Okay. It's like, okay, so we may see the Green Goblin soon.
I would imagine.
Okay.
But we will see. This is an alternate reality take. But yeah, I guess my initial thoughts here is I will say this is good. It doesn't thrill me though, but I think there's potential in this. Oh, I will tell you what watching the beginning of this. So we're not even 5 minutes into this in the first episode, and immediately when Peter the first big obstacle Peter faces is kind of perfect. So the first big obstacle is that Peter is running late, and Aunt May, he misses the bus. Aunt May says, "Here, I will drive you there," and he's like, "Well, won't that make you late?" And she's like, I would rather be late than you be late for your first day." So she drives him there. They get to the front of the school. Not even 5 minutes into this thing, a portal opens over them. Some sort of symbiote alien attacks the school, and Doctor Strange has to defend the school. And this goes on for, it feels like a bit too long. But that's where the spider comes from, this portal, and it bites Peter. I have mixed feelings about that introduction. In fact, I don't even have mixed feelings. I don't like that introduction at all. I wish it had just been more focused on just being like Peter Parker stumbling into a spider. Just give us a bit more of just Peter's life rather than instantly having superhero action right at the beginning with Doctor Strange and the symbiote thing. But yeah, that'd probably be my biggest criticism of the series. I do not like that so early on.
Yeah, I'm surprised we saw Doctor Strange.
Yeah. And he pops in for that fight for a few minutes, and then he is not mentioned again for the rest of the series. It is just done. Or I don't know if it's for the rest of the series. For the rest of these 2 episodes, never mentioned again. Just like Peter, that's a crazy first day at school, right? Or are they just used to that in MCU adjacent universes? I don't know.
Maybe.
It seems here we got some working artwork, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me at this point, I'm just kind of wanting to see where it evolves to. Bobby, where are you at?
I'm liking where it's at so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new take. It's a new story.
Yes.
And each of these every new animated Spider-Man series, wasn't this supposed to be Spider-Man freshman year?
Yes. That's when it was a prequel to the MCU story.
But now it's just its own thing. So
yeah.
It's got to build its own universe. So yeah.
from a storytelling perspective, I get wanting to be your own universe. As much as like it would be kind of cool to give Tom Holland like the formal origin, because I feel like they've done enough of the Tom Holland Spider-Man origin, the first 3 of his movies, that they don't really need to revisit it anymore. It won't be nice to maybe just have a one-shot special or something, but yeah, I don't feel it's necessary in the movies. But and I'm not gonna lie, it's probably not even Japanese, but I was like, wouldn't it be hilarious if they did an animated Japanese Spider-Man? I would be down. We can hear Spider-Man's famous catchphrase, "I'm an emissary from hell," as he takes a gun and blows away all the bad guys. But yeah, I think this series has potential. We'll see what happens. Apparently, they have a workup for Daredevil in here, so maybe spoilers. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm not thrilled with this, but I think it has potential. Interested to see where it goes. Yeah, I think that's it, Bobby.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. All right. So
the link I sent you was a best of better times. Of a more simpler time.
Got me wondering. Oh God.
Yes.
Yeah, remember when this is the biggest problem?
Yeah. Fooled man can't get fooled again. I mean, no matter how bad Trump is, I mean, at least no one's thrown a shoe at him, not once, but twice.
To remind everybody of better times.
Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we.
And so are we.
You never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we. Families is where our nation finds hope, where wings take dream. Fool me once. Shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again. Not one doubt in my mind that we will fail. They misunderstand. You teach a child to read, he or her will be able to pass a literacy test.
Wait. Man, he's feeling it. I forgot about this.
I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know what I believe. I will continue to articulate what I believe, and what I believe, and I believe what I believe is right.
The new Prime Minister of India is no.
The people of Bulgaria ought to be proud of the achievements that they have achieved. Thank you, Owen. That's awesome speech. Because they want the federal government
awesome
controlling
speech.
the Social Security like it's some kind of federal program. I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully. Let me. There would have been a deficit, but there wouldn't have been the commensurate the kick to our economy.
One of the things I've used on the Google is to pull up maps.
Are we rolling tape on that?
There you go. You got a brush?
Yes.
Just a one-finger victory salute.
One-fingered victory salute.
Classic.
Yeah.
Mr. E. Feldman, I did that video last stream. So if you're looking for it, I believe it's still. I don't think I'm probably about ready to make it paywalled, but I don't think I've paywalled it yet. So if you want to see it, it's in the last solo stream I did, probably about midway through. I think I cover it like when I finish up comic books. I decided to check it out, and I will say Eric Carter is really trying to copy Critical Drinker, and it shows in that video. Hard.
No, that's how sad of him.
But I don't know. Seeing that just remind me of Al Jurgensen from Ministry. So like I remember being all pissed at George W. Bush back in the day because I hate him. Yeah. He's not a good president at all. But Al Jurgensen made a trilogy of albums talking about how much he pretty much hating George W. Bush. And then when Trump was elected, one of the first something that Al Jurgensen just had to say was like, I didn't realize how good we had it under Bush. It's like, God, yes.
I'm a big fan of NoFX, and he was not a fan of George W. Bush at all. Like the lead singer, Fat Mike, wasn't. And when Trump got elected, he was like, "Hey, how the fuck did this happen, Republicans?"
Yeah.
Like, how could you take somebody who's the fucking worst fucking person pick ever,
yes,
and then say, "Hey, we got Donald Trump"? Like, how the fuck can you do that?
There is something messed up about it, but
it is what it is.
Oh, did he do a new one? I'm sure the new one is a winner as well. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know if I want to cover him so soon, but I might be able to be talked into it because as awful as this video was, I did have fun debunking that last one Thursday. So, but yes, next week we have Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah!
And in that movie, Captain America beats up Nazis.
But in the modern times.
In modern times, yes. And then we're finally gonna continue Daredevil season 2, episodes 5 through 9. Start getting caught up, and then we're gonna watch a theater movie, Love Hurts. I cannot remember the name of the actor, but the actor who plays Short Round, who's kind of got a comeback ever since Everything Everywhere All at Once, and he is awesome. I am looking forward to seeing that movie. I think that.
I am too, because that looks very good. Just very awesome.
Yeah, it looked like fun. When you add it, I was like, oh, which one? Oh, wait, it's that. Oh, yeah. Those trailers look good. I'm down.
It looks good. Yeah.
But that is for next week. I'm sure we'll do initiatives Wednesday, I imagine. I just don't know what time. But I'll be live streaming solo on Thursday. I'm certain, or at least I should have my new comic book poll up already. Kind of a new experiment. Rather than releasing at the end of streams, I'm going to release it during the streams. That way, you get a couple notifications when I'm live. When you click on that post, you'll be like, "Oh, he's live now." Give you a little encouragement to check it out. But that should be. What's the timestamp of me debunking Eric's video? I don't know, but I will tell you it is literally the first thing I cover after comic books. So it is before Jon Stewart and after comic books. It usually takes me about half the stream, so like an hour and a half to do comic books. So somewhere around there. I don't know the time code, but guys, thank you so much for joining us. We will. Well, I'll see you a couple times this week. Bobby and I will see you next week for the next episode. You have what suggestion do you have, Teether? Let's see it. While I'm waiting for Teether's suggestion, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, like and subscribe to this guy over there, Bobby Quarters. Make sure to visit his channel, give it some love. Make sure to do the same for the podcast channel. It's just called Organized Chaos Podcast. Well, Chud coverage is more specific for my solo streams, but if you want to throw one out there, they sound familiar. I don't think I've ever covered them before. If you remind me on Thursday, I could probably go into it. We'll see. But guys, thank you for showing up.
Yes, thank you for watching.
He's a moderator for Synthetic Man. Oh, that's gotta be bad. That's gotta be bad. Yeah. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. Party on, be excellent to each other.
And take care.